Unbeing dead isn't being alive. E. E. Cummings. I don't actually remember how I died, but I know I did. First thing I recall is waking up in the dirt. Under it might be more accurate. It was a choking pain that woke me up of all things. I remember my lungs feeling like they were full of something awful. House insulation or ground glass. And I remember having to retch and cough up violently just to get it out of my lungs long enough to breathe. But breathing almost felt pointless. I remember inhaling and exhaling and not really feeling much of a difference like when you're alive. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, the vibrant rush that you get in your head when you breathe. I don't get that anymore. One of the unfortunate side effects of dying, I guess. I don't really know what to call myself. Recently returned deceased. That's the best I can do. But I remember once I finally purged that awful fucking dirt from my system, I stood up. And to my left was, well, it was what I knew. The home where I grew up. The home where I took care of my ill mother from the age of 13 on when my dad left. He had no love for us, I don't think. Duty, maybe. He thought he had to provide for us until I was old enough. But then he left. But that's a really long story and not one that I want to go into. It's not why I'm talking. I want to talk about dying. It's weird to even say that out loud. No one talks about dying from the side of the deceased. That's the great mystery where the fear comes from, right? We keep hoping we'll hear from ghoulies or ghosties telling us that, yeah, there's something on the other side, be it for good or ill. But even though I died, I remember nothing. And I woke up to find out it was 15 years later. I would have been 35. I can't even imagine being 35. I still feel as if I'm stuck in the limbo of 20. Not old enough to buy my own alcohol. Young enough to go off and die somewhere. Well, too late for that one, I guess. I don't even remember who killed me. But I was told, and I guess part of me wasn't surprised. But that's later. Let me give you a little bit of background on who I am. My name's Tom Akin. Yeah, I know. Generic, huh? But that's what I got for a name. My mother was Gloria. Gloria Wilford, originally. Gloria Akin, at the time of her death. My father was also a Tom, so I guess that makes me Junior. As if it fucking matters. I became the big Tom of that house when he decided to just up and fuck off on his own. Life wasn't that bad. Everyone assumes that when you have the single parent thing going on, everything's really hard, and you never have enough money, and everything's really just tough. But it really wasn't. It was actually a pretty good childhood. And teenage years. Although, I think all of us can relate to the teenage years being kind of fucking crazy. Because they are. I got in my share of trouble. Mostly childish prank type stuff. stereotypical hardened criminal, single parent, never being watched, latchkey kid, etc. I was a pretty good kid, honestly. I didn't really like getting in trouble, didn't like the consequences, I wasn't rebelling against anything. I think my mother appreciated that. At least I'd like to think she did. The one thing I found out that happened while I was dead is that she's gone. They found tumors in her lungs, metastasized, the doctor told me, 10-ish years after the fact. So she only made it 5 years after I went. And I wonder if maybe she didn't fight any harder because I was gone. And she didn't have much. I don't like that thought. Shit happens. It always has, and it's always gonna. But anyway, I'll get to the meat of it. Don't need to pick any questions with me being the only player. It doesn't matter. What matters is who killed me. And why. $30. That's what my so-called friend, Devin, wanted from me. And while he strangled me and buried me in a shallow grave. $30. Devin was starting to get bad, and I even remember that from before. And those memories are a little hazy. It's usually the really good ones or the really bad ones that end up sticking out. He was starting to turn into a fiend. So I stopped contacting him for a while. And I thought that worked. Myself and his other friends maybe getting away from him and hoping that he'll come to see reason and keeping us out of his shit at the same time. It didn't work. He sought us out, always asking for money, always demanding money after a while because he was just too busy snorting it all up his nose to keep any on. I don't remember most of the argument we had. All I remember is him saying, "You're such an asshole." After that, it's just kind of black. Although I do remember one thing. While I was lying on the ground, I think it was within the last few seconds of it. There was an overturned baby doll lying in the dirt, and somewhere deep in my head, I guess I had a reservoir of sound effects because I could hear a baby crying. And for some reason I thought the baby was me. Maybe it's the stupid light flashing before your eyes shtick. You know, that cliche. I remember seeing my light flash before my eyes, but I do remember hearing the baby crying, thinking, that's me. That was the beginning, and this is the end. I don't want to say goodbye, but I guess I have to. Something along those lines. I don't remember it hurting, either. Maybe it was the oxygen deprivation and just kind of drifting off slowly. Maybe it was accepting fate. I don't know. But Devin Edwards killed me for $30 in cash. With his bare hands. Ice fucking cold. As cold as my hand feels right now. I don't have any body heat anymore. I guess when your body's not really running on anything, it doesn't matter. Maybe I should sign up to be a test subject. Probably get pretty famous and make a lot of money doing that, right? But I don't intend on being alive much longer. I just gotta do one more thing. Right, Devin? Speaking to the mic, Devin. This may be your last will and testament.
Please don't kill me, man. I'm really sorry.
Get closer to the microphone, asshole. I want to make sure this is recorded for posterity.
Please, man. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it, man. I was just trying to psych you out and get the money. Please don't kill me, man. Don't kill me.
Did I cry, Devin? Did I beg for my life? Because I don't even remember. I don't remember anything. Just the dirt. And I hope that's all you remember too.
No, please, man.
I'm done. I'm done. I thought I'd feel a little bit more moral guilt in my depths, but I don't. I just kind of feel like justice has been served. He made me miss the last 5 years I could have had with my mother. He killed me for petty drug money. He ruined my fucking life. So I decided to collect the debt. But now I feel tired. I haven't felt tired since I came out of the ground. Maybe it's because I feel like the cosmos have been righted and everything's better now. I'm going back to the dirt. I think it's time for me to sleep.